everyone. Welcome back to another episode for Surely Not. We have Marley here from Port Hedland. Oh yeah, it's been way too long since I've seen her.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to have her here. It's lagging a little bit. I don't know why that's happening, but she'll be right. You'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Marley, introduce yourself.
Yep. I'll do it.
I have to-
Cool.
yeah.
My name is Marley. Grew up in Port Hedland. Moved there since I was been there since I was 5 years old. So, and then whole life, nuts, Hannah, Pascal through high school, and actually, where else? Wait, you didn't go to Baylor?
No, but we grew up with each other.
Yeah,
in a way.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Wait,
your
when we actually
parents
met.
were friends with my parents.
I think that's what it was.
And then,
yes, that's what it was.
The JD, us always being
J-
there
yeah,
all
yeah,
the time, and then
yeah.
your dad being that hip hop guy.
Oh, dance as well.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I was trying to think. I was like, wait, where did we meet?
Yeah,
I was like,
I
we
know.
known each other for so long,
just
but it wasn't primary
happened.
school.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically me. I'm 19 years old, and yeah, I'm currently working as a chef apprentice.
Chef.
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard apprentice, and I was like, okay, but no. Oh, that's so fancy. She's gonna be a chef soon. How crazy?
No.
How crazy is that? Okay. She's currently in Perth. For what?
I'm actually just in Perth just for fun.
Just for fun?
Because I've been working, because I was in Perth last year, I moved here, and then because of COVID, had to move back.
Oh.
Yeah, so then it's been a full year since I was, so literally this time last year, I flew back and moved back to Port Hedland, so it's a full year of just working, then I'm like, oh yeah, I better take a break.
Oh, fair enough.
So I took a week break.
My goodness.
And then, But
I didn't know you were moving here though. That's
crazy.
crazy.
No, I did move, not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but
damn.
But then I had to move back because of COVID, and then now I'm just here for a break. Go out to the clubs. Go to the clubs. Go eat good food.
Oh my god, you were literally at the clubs yesterday. I'm like, wow.
I know. I was like, should I go on a Wednesday? I'm like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
You should go on a Saturday.
Yeah. I actually went out this last Saturday. That was the worst. I went to the Manor. That sucked so much.
Why?
We were waiting in line for so long, and it was raining. And then it was just so weird because it was one of those things that's like, if you knew someone you can get in.
Oh.
And it was just so lame. I hate that stuff so much. It's like we've been waiting in line for an hour now, and you got this group of 6 people coming, and they're like, oh, we know, and just get let in. I'm like, God. That's so
actually
stupid.
sucks. I would have
Oh yeah,
pissed
I
off
was
if
just
I saw
so
that.
annoyed. I was just like, I was like, why are we here? I was like, I don't want to be here.
Was it really worth waiting that? Couldn't you have just
No,
gone to
it was
another?
not worth waiting that long. By the time we got in, I was already pissed off. So I literally was just like, I don't even want to be here. And then I just got ragingly drunk to deal with it. And then that was the worst decision ever. I should not have drank that much. But
No,
vomited. Yeah, I did vomit.
You did vomit
Yeah.
just once.
Yeah, just once.
Not bad.
No, I usually don't vomit actually when I drink. No. I don't think a flashback to
No.
But generally, I'm pretty good. But
I love that.
I got way too drunk. Just to cope with it, because it was just so shit. Oh, you allowed to swear on this?
Yeah. I
cool.
mean, the last episode she swore a lot, and then I didn't realize that it would be picked up. You two picked it up, and then now underneath it's got the CC symbol.
Oh right, yeah.
And I was just like, well, damn. Oh well.
That was funny.
So it's good. Yeah. No. Oh, that's.
Have you been clubbing?
Yeah, I went twice.
What, since you've been here?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Only twice. I was like, the first time was horrible.
Oh yeah.
I went to the court, and it was the trashiest time of my life. I went there, and then I paid to get in. It was not even that long of a line, and I was like, okay, whatever. We get in. It was empty as hell, and I'm like,
wait, what time did you go?
I don't remember. It was probably 11.
Oh
10.
Really?
Yeah, it was empty on a Saturday. No, on a Friday. So I was like, it shouldn't be that empty.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be that empty.
No, and then we went in there. It was really awkward. It looked like a school bowl. You know how people are crowded in one area and they're in
so
groups.
lame.
It was so weird, and I hated it. So then I was like, no. And then they kept playing Dua Lipa and all that trash, and I was like, I'm out.
It's not really a club. I've been to the court, and the court was actually really good when I went. It was packed out, the outside. It was a Saturday. That was a really good night, and they've had like such good music.
Oh.
But actually, I've only been there I think once or twice.
I only went there once.
Actually, no, the first time I did go to court, it was empty as like hell.
Yeah, see, it's just like the days that you need to go.
It's like,
you really need to know the court well to like have a good time. Yeah,
to kind of know when to pick your days.
No.
But I always go to the library. It smells like shit all the time.
I've never heard of that.
You haven't been to the library?
I have never heard
You'll
of that.
You'll see all Headlanders there. Everyone goes
Why?
there.
Is it like good? And then why would they go if it smells like trash?
Oh, it literally smells like shit. Like there's a corner of the club that smells like, well, because it plays like good enough music, and like because. Like,
but is it really worth smelling that though? I would throw up.
No, like the girls' toilets smell like complete shit, and it could be like no one in there, like early in the night, and it still stinks. Like there's this aroma. It's just like, it's kind of gross, but like when you're drunk, it's like, it's just like, it smells like shit.
Oh my god. I love that.
Yeah,
the second nightclub I went to was Air.
Oh, I haven't been there.
Air was okay. I wasn't in there for that long, and again, it was kind of quiet. Met some people in there, and I was like, yeah, good enough. And then I was not feeling well, and I was like, let's go home.
I was like, call it a night.
Yeah, let's go. And then Air ended up following me on Instagram like a couple weeks after, and I was like, how do you know I exist? Yeah. Like, I was only there for like an hour, and then you just follow me.
That's weird.
It is weird. I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't know, but I know that they do some like things where I think someone we know of, have mutual friends of, I can't say the names, but she had like a day where if you said her name and you can get into the club without having to pay or something.
Oh.
I know, and I was like, what? That's
pretty cool.
I know. So I was like,
that's
maybe
really
one
cool.
day they can do that with me, because that'd be sick, even though I never go clubbing.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if you followed me, potentially.
Potentially you get it now. That's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And you're still in Headland.
Yeah, still in Headland.
Are you trying to get out, other than your apprentice? When you finish your apprenticeship?
So I have 2 more years. So I finished this year.
Oh,
finish in September. I think it's my first year done.
Oh wow.
And then after I have 2 more years, so I'll finish when I'm like 22 or 21.
Oh my god.
But yeah, once I finish my apprenticeship, I think I might stay in Port Hedland for like 1 more year maybe, and then I'll leave. Because like my plan is once I get my qualification, I'm just gonna travel and work. Because as a chef, like you literally can get work anywhere. And,
that's true.
And like I like Port Hedland, but you know I'm not gonna stay there forever at all.
I'm surprised you even like it to begin with.
Well, I did move up. I moved to Perth, like trying to get away. And
you did try.
I did try. I had an attempt, didn't work out, which is fine. Nah.
It's fine. It's great. It's fine.
No, it's definitely like meant to happen to go back, because I wouldn't have like had the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
But yeah, still there. I'm still in Port Hedland, but it's alright though, because like all of my friends are still there, and like
I'm surprised actually. I would have expected majority of them to just leave.
Yeah, actually, I thought that it's actually, it makes sense, like, all the kids that you'd expect to leave from high school, like, to go to uni, or went, and then everyone who'd you expect to get a trade, got a trade.
Got a trade, yeah. Like, they got what they wanted.
Yeah, like, you know, you kind of just could tell that who's going to stay and who's going to go. But I think, yeah, I definitely do not want to get caught in the mining culture at all up there, because, like, everyone there is just working. They work for their swing, and then on the days off just drink, or like just like get shit faced, don't really do anything too much, just drink and have fun on the days off. But it's just like such a cycle of just alcohol, like the whole town, especially now like during our age, this period, it's just so much drinking, and it's like it's fun at times, but it's also like just tiring.
Not all the time though. That's just crazy. I could never do that.
Yeah, it's like I still go out and drink every once in a while, but I have to like cut it back.
Yeah, no, at least it's once in a while, not like every week. I know some people that will drink it like it's water, and it's just...
Oh, yeah.
I don't get how they can do it.
It's definitely like even now, they would finish work, just have like a casual beer or something, which is like cool, like chill, but at the same time, it's just like you can just see it already happening. Like you just see it's like the exact same, like their parents are like continuing on.
That's crazy. And
it's just like so weird to see. Like the people who you used to see do that, it's now your friends doing all that stuff. It's just like, oh wow, like
wow, it's like a whole cycle.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they're so bored because they have nothing really to do in Hedland.
Port Hedland doesn't have a whole lot going on.
No, that's why when you guys come here, you end up doing so much because you can do so much here. But then when you're in Hedland, you're like, what do I do?
Yeah,
we're gonna do the same thing that we've been doing for how many years of our lives.
Yeah. And like drinking is just such an easy escape to just be like, yes, go for a drink to hang out. Like the excuse to hang out is to drink.
Yeah.
and it's like, which is still like, it's alright, but yeah, it gets to a point where it's not healthy anymore. Like everyone's Snapchat is just like alcohol and stuff.
Oh no.
But in saying that, it's not so bad, but at the same time, looking at like some of the Perth crew and how they operate very differently.
Yeah.
And how like they actually have things to do on the weekends and like they can actually do stuff when instead we'd in Port Hedland be drinking sort of thing.
I know, because I've seen how you guys have changed over the years, like since we've graduated. Yeah. We have been the same, or like we've either lost weight. And then some people in Hedland will be like the complete opposite. And I'm wow, that's actually crazy. But then at the same time, I agree. Because like in Hedland, I found it so hard to keep my weight or like I would gain so much weight. Oh, yeah. So then I think since everyone there hasn't been doing activities and stuff, they've either stopped with caring about like what they're eating health, or like they're just like alcohol. Alcohol. And I don't blame them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, it's crazy. And I think you've lost weight. Oh yeah. And it's amazing. And a lot of people have lost weight in Hedland as well. And I'm like, that is great that you guys are still, you know,
there's definitely like
taking care of yourself, because it's so hard in Hedland to do that. I don't know how you guys can do it in there. I struggle. I struggle.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like, because like I think also because there is nothing to do in Hedland. It's either you drink or you just become like a gym junkie, like everyone.
Oh yeah,
like
there are so many people that now have been going to the gym in Hedland, and I'm so proud of them.
Oh, it's great seeing it.
Makes
like,
me
everyone's
so
going
happy.
to gym, so it's either like drinking or you're gonna become like a full-on gym junkie. There's like the two options.
Yeah.
In Hedland, to keep your time occupied at least.
It does.
Those are the extreme. Obviously, like a lot of people have the balance. Like you can see it. A lot of people have that balance of like alcohol and everything. But yeah, it's always quite drastic. You can see sometimes.
No. I don't know how you've lost the weight.
Yeah.
In such a, I don't know how you did it. You told me about you being on that.
Oh, intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I was doing that.
Oh.
I did that for about 3 or 4 months. So I lost 20 kilos. So I weighed.
You lost 20 kilos. That's so much.
Yeah. It was like a lot of weight loss.
Oh my
god.
God.
So when I went back to Portland, I weighed like roughly 85 kilos.
Oh my gosh.
And then now I weigh 65.
Whoa!
So yeah,
I wish. That was me as well. I was like 85 in Hedland, but now I'm like only like 10 down from it.
Oh, still, it's like progress though.
True, but then, you've done it in a couple months though. That's crazy.
That's the part, is that like, because when I went back to Portland, I actually wasn't fully like mentally well per se. So a lot of the times, like, I was doing intermittent fasting, but like at the same time, I just didn't eat. Like I literally just like didn't feel like eating. Yeah. It wasn't actually. So like the first 10 kilos wasn't healthy weight loss per se. I mean, I wasn't like dying, but like I wasn't like typically well. And then the last 10 was good, like healthy weight loss. Okay, so like it wasn't completely just like good weight loss the whole way through. It's definitely like up and downs in it. But yeah, the first, I think I was unwell for a while, and then I lost 10 to 7 kilos within like a month or two. That was pretty like quick, and then that's when I realized I was like, oh, that's not healthy. I was like, oh, I should probably get a grip on this. But I was like, I'm not mad about it, but at the same time, this isn't good. So then after that, I was like, all right, gotta cheat. It was just like I just couldn't be bothered eating, because I was just like never in a good mood sort of thing. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like when you're just mentally unwell, you just can't be bothered to do anything. So it's just like I just like didn't want to eat, so I just sleep, or just like literally just too lazy to cook, or too lazy to eat, to physically eat, or like you just didn't want to eat.
That's so sad. I'm like the complete opposite though. I'm like, I'm sad. I want food. I just want food to make me feel happy.
Yeah, which is actually so interesting, thinking about like how much food plays a role into like your mental state. So I think like sometimes food is comfort, and sometimes when you're like in a bad place, you just ditch it completely.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear about that. I feel so bad.
Like, I think like definitely everyone goes through at some stage something similar, or like even worse. So it's definitely just, as my time was at least that period, and now I know what, like now I can check in on myself, like to see if I'm not eating, or if I can feel myself being a bit off in that time, then I can just be like, all right, I need to make sure I'm alright, check in with myself to like properly like understand why I'm doing this. But yeah, like
That's crazy.
Yeah, so funny because like people would always tell me like how good I'm looking and everything. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm just not eating. Like I'm literally just like how'd you do it? And then I always say like, oh, intermittent fasting.
You told me that. And now that I know like the proper reason, I'm like, oh, I feel bad now.
No, but then like the next 10, I did do intermittent fasting, but like properly. So like I'd eat at so I didn't eat until 1 o'clock or 12, and then I would finish. Then I could eat. So from 12 to 6, I could eat, or 12 to 8, something like that. I could eat, and I didn't really bother about what I was eating. I would just eat. And then, but before that, when I wake up, I just would only drink water. Or like coffee. But yeah, so like that was okay. Like that was when I had a bit more of a grip, like when I had a grip on it. But before that, I would just say like I'm intermittent fasting, and just like wouldn't eat.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was a bit of a rough time, but like definitely come out of it good. So
yeah, you seem happy with yourself. At
least. Like I wasn't too mad that I lost the weight.
I was like, I'm still
not healthy, but like
it's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Oh, I mean, sad, but like I love that. Like you're finding the positives out of it rather than the negative.
I mean, in the end, like a lot of positives did come out of it, though. Like I keep saying like. Oh my god, I keep saying like. And I know whenever I listen to podcasts, I hear people say like. I hate that so much.
That's the same with me as well. Like that TikTok. I was just not saying anything that was right throughout the whole thing.
You can see here the arm.
I was literally saying that. I'm like, I'm doing this. I did like 4 sets of 10. Same with this one. I did a superset on this, and I did 4 sets of 10 on the same one. You're like, do I even know the words of any of them? Honestly,
I'm grabbing, I don't know, a weight. I
don't know any of the word, like what they had named. So that I was like, they'll figure it out. As long as you can figure it out, just that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do that workout when. Go back.
Oh, my arms are in pain. Right now. Oh yeah. I woke up and then my whole shoulders.
Yeah, because your arms and back, like you can see the line muscle. That's why I was like, yo, you gotta give me your workout. I need this. Like,
I just do whatever. Like I see people do at the gym. I'm like, that looks pretty decent. Let me try it. And then TikTok as well. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, TikTok.
That's what I learned everything from. It's unbelievable. And when I tell people like, oh, I learned it from TikTok, they're like looking at me like why are you learning it from there? And I'm like, leave me alone. It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. I actually love TikTok so much. It is quite like it has a. I keep saying like. Oh my god. It's very. There has like little bits of it that is really educational.
It really does. But, like, it surprises me.
It's hard to use it as a source though. I always be like, I read about it. Like I always just say that I read it in an article. Okay, I'm not like.
That's the same with me as well. I'll be just talking about anything to someone, and they'll be like, how do you even know this? And I'm like, just I read it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Came across an article one day and just got interested in it.
Just invested myself in it.
Yeah, just got really like into it and start researching that.
I love it.
Yeah, because like you would just know like a lot about this one really specific thing you get from TikTok, and then like, how do you know that? It's like I just do.
I just have my resources.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
It's fine. Okay, weight loss. Speaking of TikTok, you had a lot to say when I posted that TikTok about me getting more attention from guys.
Oh yeah.
You were like,
I was like, I know exactly what you mean.
I know how you feel. Yeah. Tell me your experience in that.
Oh, totally. I love going into this topic. So I find that when I was bigger, like it's okay. There's one thing I find so weird. It's like when you are unattractive or people generally don't find you attractive growing up, and then all of a sudden you get all this attention. It just like warps your perception completely. It's like
really does.
And like I could just see straight away as soon as I started losing weight, like just treatment from people, and not just like from guys. I mean, guys specifically would treat you so differently. They listen to you a lot more. They like like they actually like listen. Like they don't cut in as much, I find, and like they like, especially if they find you attractive, then they will put in the effort. But if like back then they generally like just wouldn't care, sort of thing.
Wow.
Not in like a obvious way. I think it's also partly subconscious.
Like, but still, that's horrible.
Like, like you can just see the treatment when you're like bigger to when you like slim down. It's so different. Even just people being generally nicer, like the way they talk to you, the way they approach you, and certain things. it's just so different. Now that I'm considered like pretty sort of thing, I can just see it like even at cafes, like everything. People are like generally just slightly nicer. And I knew that was a thing. Like I did know that, but then after going from big to the like small or whatever, like it's just like it's so obvious. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I knew pretty privilege was a thing, but just
like
seeing
not to
this
that
now,
extent.
yeah, just to that extent, like people, and like I did know that people will be nicer to those who they find attractive and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just so sad. Like it's straight up just sad to think like you're being treated completely different based on your weight. That's it. So
that's crazy. Like I've seen it myself, but I think now that you've pointed it out, I'm like, actually no, I think I've been seeing it a lot more.
Yeah.
Than what I thought. That's crazy. Wow.
Because generally people only like will be nicer or think higher of you if you are more attractive or if they find you attractive.
But that's horrible.
It's horrible, but like it's generally like what it is though. It sucks. But, yeah. And yeah, with guys especially, it's so weird how no guy ever wanted you or no one ever thought of you in any way. Then all of a sudden, you like slim down, you look a certain way, and people are just like, wow. Like they don't like you, they hit you up, and it's just like,
but where were
you?
Like, yeah, I'm like, but where were you when I wasn't like this?
You didn't like me when I'm big. Back up. Leave me alone.
It makes you really hate the person as well. Like the amount of times.
Makes you really hate the person.
No, but like the amount of times that I like figured out, like some guys will be messaging me and I'm like, you've never paid attention to me until now. What's going on? And then it just clicks to me and I'm like, get away. And then when they try so hard, I just look at them like, no. I'll give them so much attitude. And they'll be like, why are you being so rude for? I'm like, oh, maybe it's because of this reason. And they're like, oh, that's not true. And I'm like,
It's like it is though.
it is. It's just crazy.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate it.
Man. I just find that a lot of the time men can just be very like. Even I was talking about this with my brother actually the other day. Is that guys generally will only be friends with those who they like, especially girls that they find attractive. Like they'll put in more effort, and maybe they're not trying to do anything with that girl, but generally they won't be friends with people that they find unattractive, which I've noticed. Like. No guy ever really wanted to be my friend per se growing up, but now that I'm like guys generally like they're cool to be my friend or what. I'm like sure it's part of maturing and everything and getting older, but at the same time it's very much like you can just tell, because even in saying that, like guys would obviously still be friends with girls when we're younger and like they're cool, but like now, like back then when I was bigger, they don't want to be friends with me. And as soon as they find me attractive, they're willing to build a friendship or to build some type of thing there. And I find that, which, I was just generally thinking about it, is it's really interesting how I find that a lot of guys are a lot more visual when it comes to like their relationships and how they find it.
But you were still really good friends with a lot of boys in Hedland. Like a lot.
Yeah, like I was
had
cool
a big
with
group.
everyone.
Yeah.
I was generally cool with everyone, but I would never, back then, I wouldn't really consider any guy a friend back then.
Oh.
Like, all of my friends were just, like, in high school, I'd say, like, my group was, like, Samaya, you got Amanda.
Yeah.
Like, who's, like, Nina, Grace.
Yeah.
Jade and all them. Like, that was my group. I didn't have any guy friends.
Oh, gotcha.
I wouldn't say.
Fair enough.
But,
yeah, no, I see that now. I honestly forgot majority of the people in Hedland. And I'm like, oh, right, these people... But, like, no, that's really good. Because, well, no, it's good that you're friends with girls, because I think either way they're going to still probably most likely treat you the same, other than maybe them asking, like, oh, yeah, can you help me out or something. But, like...
I do think, like, it can go both ways, definitely. Like, men can also... But I find men is a lot more prominent with men.
I also know, but I think, like, girls as well, but they're being a lot more supportive. It's confusing because like in Hedland, we already know this. Not many people did like me. So then when I was there, the people that didn't like me then, all of a sudden when I've lost this weight and now I'm leaning my body up and stuff, they've been messaging me like, "Oh my God, you're doing such a good job," and I'm like. But didn't you like not care? Why are you caring all of a sudden? So then it's like a both thing, because I think even the guys and the girls are doing this now. Oh, it's not only the girls, but it's really prominent with the girls though. They're mainly like telling me like, "Oh my God, you're doing so well, good job, this, that, and I'm like, "Oh, cheers." But then with the guys, it's more like, a little bit of them are like a bit more open to actually speaking to me. Like this one guy, again from there, I would try and follow him back then when I was big. He blocked me on Twitter, blocked me on everything. You know this person very well.
Oh, wait, you told me after.
Yeah. And then, like, blocked me on everything. And then he never paid attention to me. And then the minute he started knowing, I don't know how, that I was leaning up and stuff, he suddenly unblocked me on everything, started adding me on everywhere. And I'm here like, what in the world do you want? And then now, literally even yesterday, he messaged me like, oh, you look really good from my Snapchat story. And I'm here like, but where was this attention when I was in Hedland? Like, it's not fun. Like,
no, not at all.
No.
Yeah, the way treatment of your weight changes so much.
It's crazy.
Like the way,
But it's a good story. Like, I told my gym about like me being the same weight as you when I was in Hedland and then coming here and losing it. And then they were like, oh, wow. And then they're like, oh, you're putting so much weight on yourself in the gym as well. You're doing so good. So now I'm the member of the month for this month. And I'm like, it's going somewhere. But like, but it's good telling people, but then every time that I even show guys that I like how I looked in Hedland, they'll be like, oh wow.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh my god.
Thanks. Like, like I remember showing so many guys from the gym like how I looked, and then they were like, oh, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing, like guys generally will not make the effort if you look like that now.
I know.
Like that's what I mean is about the whole like guys when they're friendships. They will only be friends with you if they're attracted to you.
I know.
And as soon as you show them what you used to look like, whatever, they're like, oh wow, like I
ew.
could have never.
No.
It's sort of like, wow.
I know, it's
like,
crazy. When I saw their reaction, I was just like, was it a lot worse than I thought?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like, it wasn't that bad.
No.
Like, I was like, was it that bad?
I know, because I was like, yeah, I was 85 kilos, and because the guy that I was thinking about now, he was just like, oh yeah, I used to be pretty big as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, like you were big as a kid. He's like, yeah, I used to weigh like 70 kilos. Now I'm 80 though. And I'm glad that like, you know, I'm gaining muscle out of it. And I'm like, wait, what's your weight now? And he's just like, oh, I'm like 82. And I'm like, I used to weigh that much when I was in Hedland. And he was just like, oh no, surely you weren't. I'm like, I would show you photos. And then he was in so much shock when he looked at it. He didn't even know what to say. And then it made me feel bad. I was just like, well, thanks. Like you can be 82 kilos and you'd be like so happy about it. But then when I'm 82 kilos, you're like,
it's like
back up. Like
that's not the right 82
no,
kilos. Yeah, literally.
No.
Like.
They're like, no, this is lean muscle. This is like absolute fat.
That's just not right.
No, when I look at myself in Hedland, I'm like, I thought that my legs were like majority of muscle, and then the fact that I'm looking back at it now, I'm like, embarrassment.
Yeah, I used to think like, oh, like I got like strong legs or whatever, and I'm like looking back at photos, shit, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Molly, stop eating now.
Me, I'm like, cardio is not for me. I did netball all the time, and I didn't lose any weight. And then still I looked like that, and then I'm like, how does this even work? Losing weight,
weight loss is just so
it's
weird.
so complicated. Like you lost it through that. I tried that so many times, never worked for me. But then me going for walks an hour, let's say a day, that's what made me lose the weight. And I'm like, how did me walking lose weight? But then with other people it's the diet, and then other people it's like going to the gym, and I'm like, how does this all work? Me just gaining muscle now is just I'm still the same weight as I was last year. I just have more muscle now. So then I'm like, how does this even work? Why? How is it so complicated?
It actually is so like it's like because weight in your body it just like depends on everything. Like no one actually singly fits it. No. Because people were saying like, oh, just go on like what's it, calorie deficit. But even with that, like you can't gain muscle and you can't really build on that per se.
You can't, because calorie deficit's more like you are leaning yourself up, and then you go into a calorie surplus to gain the muscle. And I'm like, it's such a huge process. You really have to make sure that you're like eating clean, and then even if you're not eating clean, you have to make sure it's like a certain amount, and then them always counting their calories and stuff. I'm like, I could never. Like, I tried, and I'm like, no. I just like eating.
That's something I hated is, like, measuring out and weighing food. I'm just like, I just want to eat.
I know. Like, can I just eat in peace? And then you'll be, like, out in a restaurant, and then you'll just be thinking about all the calories in the food, and you're like,
it's like, today, how much does this chicken weigh? I don't even know. It's like literally. That's why I kind of like, for me. That's why the intermittent fasting works for me, because it's just like, okay, I can eat now and I can't eat. And when I can eat, I'll just eat when I'm full, finish, and like I have a time period sort of thing. That's why it was like really easy for me to sort of do it and like stick with it, because I was just like, oh yeah, it's like just works like time periods like I can eat.
That's so good that you stuck to it though. I could never. My mum did that as well, and she lost a lot of weight doing yours. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys can do it. I'll die.
Because like at times you do actually get hungry. Like,
if
you like, because usually I was alright in the mornings, but some days I would actually be like, oh crap, like, I'm hungry, but I just have to wait until like 12 o'clock.
I would
and
die.
Just wait it out.
But what if you had like really busy days?
Oh, then you like, if like, I would never stick to it so strictly. That's one thing. Is like I'd always still eat if I was like desperately hungry, or if I just wanted to eat really, like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat. But I was trying to stick to it as much. It was like just have like a light snack for me. That's what I would do. Like
Yeah.
just like a little snack or whatever, and then get back to it.
Okay, that's good then, because that's a lot better than just letting it kill you, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
it's
yes,
like,
I can eat now.
And then like just binge or like eat over.
That would be me. I don't know how you can have just a snack, because I'll be like, oh, I had a snack, but now
It's
I'm
like
even
tempted.
more hungrier,
Yeah.
and then I'll want to eat more, and it won't go well at all. It's just crazy how much like effort it contains to just lose weight.
Yeah, no, definitely it does. Like losing weight. Keep saying like. Oh my gosh.
I said it just then, and then I thought of you, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, losing weight, because it has to have like the whole like you have to sleep, exercise, and diet, like the three balanced out.
Definitely.
And obviously, like for different bodies, some affects like more, I guess. Like the diet will affect you more than exercise does, but weight loss.
You with the gym though, are you trying to gain muscle everywhere, or just like grow your glutes and then tone yourself up?
I think like I don't know actually. I think I just kind of want to either look strong and just be fit, like athletic fit, because I used to do MMA when I was up here, which was really fun. And then it's mainly like I just want to be able to like fight, really. Like I just want like a fighter's body almost.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Because also I did like, because of Taekwondo as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I have to be able to like jump and stuff. Because I was bigger throughout my whole Taekwondo career. Like holy crap. Like I could never really do all of the kicks and everything. Like it was just like just looked wrong. I was like,
that's so sad. No.
I'm just like this, like I can barely jump off the ground sort of thing, and I'm like,
my God.
It's actually more funny if anything.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So like that's kind of like my body goal, is just to be physically capable to do things. It's not so much to look a certain way, but just to be capable to like fight and just like do all the kicks.
That is literally me. Like ever since I started realizing how easy my arm muscles have been growing, I'm like,
like just gonna get like really big.
Like I was just like, wait, hold on. Now I'm not as like scared to fight. I'm like, I got these muscles that most girls don't have. Let's use them. Let's go to Mal.
Let's go clubbing. Let's go to Northbridge.
I've got my girls back now. No, it's cool that you used to like do MMA. That's amazing.
I only did it for a small amount of time while I was living in Perth for about like 6 months. And like I absolutely loved it so much, because I wanted to do kickboxing for such a long time. Yeah. And then like finally moved here. I did it part of this like Wimp to Warrior like program, like amateur fight sort of thing, where basically you train for like a certain amount of time and then you get to go into a fight. Yeah. So that's what I was training for, but then obviously COVID happened, so I couldn't finish it. And I haven't done any MMA training since like for a full year now, which sucks. I still do Taekwondo though, so I still have like, and I practice at home like with the bag, like all the kicks and everything. Yeah. But even then, like it's not the same as being in the class and actually someone probably teaching you.
Oh yeah. So. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, look at you. You've done so much in your life. Honestly, you and your family. You've done so much. Like, I still remember the talks I used to have with your dad. Oh, yeah. And he would tell me, like, oh, yeah, your sister's doing this and your brother's doing that. And I'm here like, wow, you guys really have, like, an experienced life. Like, that's crazy.
I think it's like growing up, mom and dad like chucked us in everything.
Oh, they did. And but that's great.
It was good in the long run, but man, we used to like just hate it so much as well. I mean, it was like 100% great for us in the long run. But damn, like, it was just like no say sometimes. You just had to do it.
Wow.
But it was good in the long run. I say that. I keep saying that. Good in the long run, but
yeah.
I was like, at the time, it's just like, damn.
They're such hard workers. I still can't believe your dad with the whole like hip hop stage.
Oh my god, yeah, growing up.
I remember him telling me about like this story about him getting a haircut or something like that, and then it ended up him talking to the hairdresser, and then she was like, oh, I was scared of this guy from Hedland that used to like do the hip hop thing. And then he was like, I was that guy. And then she had like the biggest hissy fit of her life, and I was like, I'm never gonna forget that, because I used to think of him like as the OG guy. And then all of a sudden, like, now was learning, what is it, my bronze medallion with him. And I was just like, that's just crazy how, like, really it made me feel so old. I was like, wow, I was like a child with you. And then now I'm learning how to do my bronze before I graduate. Like, that's crazy. I love your family so much.
Thank you.
So good. My whole family loves your family. I think every person loves your family.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I think we'll wrap it up because it's been 35 minutes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm like, geez, it's going quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming and
worries.
spending time with me, because we haven't seen each other in like God knows how long.
Yeah.
I think it actually has been like about a year and a half now.
Yeah, actually, maybe.
Since you've graduated.
Yeah. Well, actually,
no, about 2 years.
I left at 16. I left high school at 16.
Oh,
so.
I forgot about
Yeah.
Whoa! Then it's been a hot minute. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I might have seen... Oh, no, because when I was here last year, I saw you at Murdoch.
You did?
Yes, when you first came to Murdoch. It was like your freshman thing. I was with like Pin and Torre. Do you remember?
Yeah! And I was with,
You were with like your new uni new uni friends.
Who was I with? I
I
have no clue. I don't remember.
There was like three of you guys. There was you and 3 others, I think.
I have no clue who they are. I can't remember. I remember me being with someone, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, hi." And then I see your sister and your brother more often than I see you.
Yeah.
I see Torre, and I see Pinder around. Like when I'm at uni, I saw your sister. Like the last time I saw her was when I was doing my last law course.
Oh yeah.
And she was walking to her class, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. She, learns here."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she just went, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then now I'm at your brother's uni. Well,
yeah.
Is he still there? Or
he's at UW.
Nice.
He's at UW.
Very big, very spacious, and kills me. It takes me so long just to get from one place to the other.
Oh yeah, UW's massive. It's like unnecessarily massive. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
My steps increase so much when I'm there. It's
Wait, did you move to UW?
Yeah. I'm in UW now. I'm not in Murdoch anymore.
How come?
Because Murdoch, what I was doing there, I didn't like it. I was doing criminology, didn't like it. I was
why did you pick criminology?
Because I had no choice. I didn't know what to do.
Oh yeah.
I was like, criminology sounds interesting.
I like some of the crime shows.
Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? We'll see how it goes. And then I was like, it's so common sense based for me. I don't really like this, and I feel like I'm not going to get a job that I like throughout it as well. And it's not going to be high paid either, and that's something I don't want.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, you know what?
Wait, so what are you
Let's
doing?
see.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm doing business.
Oh, true.
So that I'm actually passionate about. I have high definitely
like it,
so happy with it.
That's good.
So yeah, definitely great, amazing. At UW now instead of Murdoch and Curtin, because they both do business as well, but I said no to them. UWA is good. Not a lot of work, but good.
Yeah, UW is so different to Murdoch as well.
Oh, it really is, but it's so different. Good.
But
yeah, in UW they actually try to look good, and then in Murdoch they don't.
So weird.
They don't care what they
Murdoch,
look like.
Everyone's there is like, I'm just here for school.
And then you go to UW, and then there's so many pretty people, and you're like,
people
whoa.
Really
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a bit more of an image thing, UW.
Oh yeah, it's hard to make friends there because they're all, I feel like, are competing with each other. So then they're like,
like a little
friends.
sly. Also, like city people are just really different in general.
True.
I find at least.
I mean,
I'm still cool with it.
City people, I don't know. I feel like country people in both ways. Both of them aren't perfect.
No, not at all.
They have lots of
Pros and
downsides.
cons.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
We need to stop it because it's got to be 40 minutes, otherwise I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
No worries.
I'll put her socials everywhere.
Yeah,
so follow her. She's
Thank
absolutely
you.
stunning, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm,
You're going back to Hedland on Sunday.
Yeah.
So she's never probably going to be on this thing again until maybe she moves here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you so much for coming. It was great having you here. Yeah, lovely. And, yeah. Next episode, don't know who's going to be on here. Maybe Nadeshda, because she was supposed to be on this episode, but then we did it and then I couldn't upload it because of many reasons. So now I'm probably going to redo it. So, yeah. Okay. Hasta la vista, guys.
Yeah.